What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at a figure that a lot of people are very high on, and quite personally I'm not sold on it at all. And that is going to be the Jada Toys Street Fighter line, and today we're going to be looking at Fei Long. And I don't know if I'm going to be picking up many more from this line. I know DJ's coming and that's about it, but let's go ahead and get right on into it. Alright, so like I said, unfortunately I'm not very sold on this figure yet. It's a good looking figure, it scales well with other lines, it's just the articulation is fine, it's just really tight. And I don't know if other people are having this problem with it or not, but that is just my personal experience and I don't know what to think about it. But let's get into the accessories before we look into the figure. He comes with a really cool fire effect, which I will show you guys how it works in a minute here. Comes with the two open hands that you see. I think that I like those hand gestures. Like I like as you see over there, a good open hand. He comes with two fisted hands. You got to be punching if you're going to be in a Street Fighter game. Then he comes with a face with his mouth kind of open, as you see. And then he has the face where his mouth is completely closed. And I think these have the same eyebrows. Yeah. These eyes on the left are a little more determined, as you see, a little more angry. But, like I said, let's go ahead and get into the figure. It stands very well on a shelf, I'm not gonna lie. It has no problem standing. A lot of figures have a hard time standing, as you guys have seen with some of the Marvel Legends reviews that we've done. This figure doesn't have that problem. I like how solid the feet are. The butterfly joints give it great range of motion. I mean, look, who's going to be doing that? Who needs to be doing that? He has no problem reaching over and like across his chest or anything like that at all. Looks really good. Arms, you know, fairly good length. Has really good like upper torso articulation. I don't know how far this will, I don't know how well it'll, yeah, I mean, he can get down that far, which is really good for like a kick. And as far as getting back, say he was going to do a backflip, he can do that very well. Before we get to the lower half of the figure, which is where I have a lot of my issues, he does come with the flame effect, like I said, and it actually slides over his foot. Now, I will say I do not know much about Street Fighter, so I might not be the one to judge this, but I do like a good action figure, and people said this one was great, so this is where I wanted to get into it. But I don't know if you guys can tell or not, but the joints are very tight. Like I said, you see, like, he can get, it's just his articulation isn't as good as I would want for someone that is a fighting figure. Like, he can get up pretty high there, but it's a process getting there. It's kind of got like ratchet joints where it's, well, the hips are on ball joints, but like the legs are obviously on ratchets. But I just do not like, I haven't really sat and tried to fool with it because I don't have the patience to do it like some figure photographers. But like to just actually get him in a pose, I haven't tried because the legs just bothered me so much. Like, he can get in a pose, whatever pose you want to call this, but I'm not, it doesn't have the fluidity that I like from other figure lines, if that makes sense. Like, I always say that I love the articulation on WWE Mattel figures, and let me grab one real quick so you'll see what I'm talking about. Let's see who we can grab over here. Let's take this Rey Mysterio right here, for example. And let's see how short he is compared to Rey. He scales very well with Rey Mysterio, which is one of the shorter ones of the Mattel line. But like, Rey gets very good articulation. It moves very slow, can easily bend his leg. He can get up in a drop kick and do no problem. And you're not having to fight the joints at all. It's nice and works very well. My big point is what I'm saying is it feels like you're having to strain to move. Like, if this guy was to get into a drop kick, you have to really, you see the force that I'm having to apply to get him in that position. And that's just the one thing I do not want from something that is supposed to be a Street Fighter series. I'd like it to be a little more fluid. I don't know what the cause of action would be to like get it where it's like that, but that is a personal complaint of mine. And like I said, I'm not a Street Fighter guy, so maybe I don't have any skin in the game, but that is just my honest opinion. But other than that, I do think it is a very good figure. I don't know how tall Fei Long is supposed to be in the game. Let me look that up real quick, and I'm going to go ahead and compare him to one of my sleeper favorite lines, which is the Indiana Jones Adventure series. He seems like a big fighter for that line. And then let's compare him to a generic body from the Marvel Legends line. And you see he scales pretty well there. I don't have a problem with that at all. I know this Adventure Series figure is kind of on the smaller side, but if we take Fei Long and put him face to face with Shocker, that's a pretty good height comparison, which means that he's going to scale well with your mass market lines. And I mean, I guess this one's kind of mass market, even though Target's the only place I think is carrying these right now. Let's see how he scales with my custom Mezco Blue Ninja. Because what I'm thinking about doing, honestly, now that like I'm taking a step back, is I want to take this base body and make some avatar customs from it. And after looking it up, Fei Long is 5'7.5". So if we're going by that, he is a little on the tall side. If we're gonna go by that. Because I think Shocker comes right in at 6 feet. And as we see, yeah, they're eye to eye. But this line, because Rey Mysterio is 5'4", 5'5", then you'll see he's a little short if you want to go for that comparison. But I do think this figure can be used in like several different displays, because if you just want to go for a good solid fighter, doesn't even have to be connected to Street Fighter. Like I said, I'm not a Street Fighter guy, and here I am with, oops. Here I am with a random Street Fighter figure, and I have no reason for it except for the fact that it is a good looking figure. Now I know people have gotten Ryu, I think that's how you pronounce it, and Ken, and is Chun-Li out? I don't know if Chun-Li is out. But there's they showed like they have so many things. They have so many things in the pipeline for this line, which is really good because we see a lot of lines just kind of die off immediately, which is what sadly happened to the Indiana Jones line. But I do think that this one is going to have quite the legs to stand on. And now that I'm going back and looking, Shocker is 5'9". So if we're going off that once again, I think that's going to work, and I'm very pleased with that scale. But I do want to know what you guys think about this Street Fighter figure down in the comments below. I'm going to try and figure out a mod to get a little better articulation out of here. And I completely forgot to mention, but this crotch piece is rubber, which is supposed to help. It's kind of like a Storm Collectibles figure shrunken down, if that is a comparison you would like to make. But that is going to be it for today. As always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and last but not least, take it easy.